The later Liang was the first of the 5 dynasties during a brief period in Chinese history, lasting only 16 years. Its founder, Zhu Wen, was a quintessential opportunist. Originally a general in the Huangchao Rebellion, he later surrendered to the Tang dynasty, receiving the name Zhu Quanzhang from Emperor Tang, and was appointed as the military governor of Wuchang, controlling the area that is now eastern Henan province. This region would later become the base from which he established the later Liang. Zhu Wen also possessed considerable military and political acumen, eliminating rivals such as Qin Zongquan, Jushuan, and Shi Pu, gaining control over Henan and Shandong, and later defeating the rebel king Li Maozhen in Guanzhong. He forced Emperor Tang Zhaozong to move to Luoyang, and then almost replayed the tragedy of the Anlushan rebellion, first killing the Empress Dowager, then Emperor Fei, the imperial princes, and the chancellor, before finally usurping the Tang emperor in 907 to establish the later Liang. When discussing Zhu Wen, one must mention the Jin king Li Keong. The Zhu-Li rivalry dominated the early history of the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period. Interestingly, both men were the third sons in their families, one known as Zhu San and the other as San Lang. Initially, Zhu Wen and Li Keong, one a military governor of Wuchang and the other of Hedong, were allies against the Huangchao rebellion. However, as their power grew, their relationship soured. There was an incident where Zhu Wen, in a drunken stupor, killed Li Keong during a night raid. The Zhu family of Zhuangwu and the Li family of Hedong were deeply enmeshed in vendetta. Li Keong resolutely opposed Zhu Wen, launching several campaigns to claim the throne, yet none succeeded. In 906, Li Keong recaptured Weizhou, perhaps prompting Zhu Wen, who saw the unification and imperial claims slipping away, to declare himself emperor the following year. His motives were twofold: to secure the imperial title before others, and to boost the morale of his troops amidst the power struggle. The establishment of later Liang was fraught with illegitimacy and dissent, with many vassal towns in hostile relations. To the north were the Khitan, Dangxiang, and Shatuo. To the south were Wu, Chu, and Min, along with numerous smaller envoys. The later Liang's territory was largely that of the Wei, Han, and Qi states during the Warring States period, only controlling the Central Plains as the strongest among the warlords. Thus, Zhu Wen's position was far from secure, and he tried every means to buy loyalty and support. But who decreed that one with insufficient strength could claim the throne? The battles of later Liang never ceased. Continuous warfare led to a weary populace, and in 911, the Battle of Baxiang saw the later Liang defeated by the Khitan. From then on, later Liang was no longer the dominant force. A few years later, Zhu Wen fell ill. With too many sons and adopted sons vying for power, none could secure a stable succession, and eventually, Zhu Wen was killed by his adopted son, Zhu Yugi. After Zhu Wen's death, a struggle for the throne naturally ensued. After Zhu Wen's death, the later Liang was already in decline, especially with the rise of the later Tang. The balance of power increasingly favored the later Tang. However, under the leadership of generals like Yang Shiho and Wang Yanzhang, later Liang still managed to fight some brilliant defensive battles, prolonging its existence for a few more years. Ultimately, the later Liang was destroyed by the later Tang in 923. Although the later Liang existed for a brief period, it played a significant role during the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms era. Zhu Wen and Cao Cao of the 3 kingdoms shared many similarities, but Zhu Wen lacked Cao Cao's capabilities. Moreover, Zhu Wen's premature imperial claim was somewhat short-sighted, a point where he falls short compared to